Welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophia, pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's continue to unpack some Taoism key concepts. Been enjoying this part a lot. So, 金木水火土. We have been unpacking these core five elements of the world. So, if you're thinking about the world made of so many different things, but Taoism boil it down to five basic elements. So 金 metal, wood, 木 wood, 水 water, and today is fire, 火. Oftentimes we pair water and fire together because they're kind of mutually, I guess, mutually exclusive. Not exactly, I guess. You can extinguish the fire with water, or you can evaporate water with fire. So the two is kind of like okay, if they want to mess up with the other, they totally can. But oftentimes for humans, we use both water and fire to say boil water for consumption, or in cooking, we make a stew. That's the combination of using fire and water. Okay, so 火 is today's concept. And because I make these key words together sequentially, that I noticed, wow, 火 and 水 kind of share some similarity in there. Um, so in contemporary 火 and 水, they look very different. Like here, this two looks very different, right? But when we took a look at it 2,000 years ago, Xu Chen's dictionary, we have 火, a cone shape with two sparkles. That's the super simplification of how a fire, a bonfire, would look like. Some major fire body with the escaped part, the little tiny energies that split off from the major body is disconnected. Versus water, water can be disconnected as well. Like here, we have this interruption from the side or the undercurrent. That things just don't go straight line like that. Streamline, right? It's about water flowing streamlined without like a smooth out the interruptions. Well, if you look at the two, it kind of looks similar, except the bottom here is distinctly a fire structure. When we build a bonfire, the bottom definitely is bigger body than the top. It sings out versus water is flowing from one direction to another, and the water body may widen or narrow depending on the shape of the channel. But it's not having a distinctive feature from ground up because when fire burn, things go upward, right? When water flow, water go downward, right? The two have this directional difference besides all the other differences. But it's interesting to see there's a sort of connection there, connection of the character's fluidity, fluid. And there is this disconnection among the main body, either is this shape or it's like curvature shape. It has something in the middle, the major body defining part, and then it accepts that sometimes it can be disconnected. So it shows this is totally nonlinear. This can be jump around. This is not like a wood, solid piece of wood. That's how in our English vocabulary we're talking about. It's more monolithic. It's one piece, and the properties of it are evenly distributed. Versus fire and water, water it comes into shape however the environment, the container shape is, but fire is even more unpredictable and irregular. And eventually, humans master the use of fire by having this pipeline go into the kitchen and turn the knob and burn on the stove. That's a fire we know. And have you tried to build a fire in nature? It's not that easy. It's not that easy to build up a fire. It has to start from small. That's something I learned. It's if you drop a piece of wood on top of, you know, if you even shortcut, don't do this rubbing into smoke and fire thing, but you bring say a lighter and piece of wood simply doesn't burn on top of a tiny little lighter. The fire and the wood have to be in proportion to each other. That's some new new understanding for me. Anyways, so fire, we again capture this super elusive shape in this 2D frame by building this. I mean, in 3D, it'll be a cone shape or a pile. But in 2D, it comes down to almost like a triangle looking thing, and things go upward. You can see, right? At least in this 2D world, we have up, down, this gravity direction pretty clear. Down of the frame would be down to the ground, and then energy flow upward and have the sparkles on the side. Okay, expressions. 上火, upon fire. It means overstress. So Chinese use 上火 to mean, yeah, basically the symptom of when you have ulcer or something discomfort. Something shows up on your body that your body gives you a signal. You're overstressed, some biomechanical thing that's not working inside you. And Chinese call that 上火. It's as if you are grilled upon fire. It's by the wording itself, it almost like the energy flow of you. It's not right. It's almost like you over-energized about something. Almost like you were grilled on fire. That's, you need to remove the heat somehow. So you kind of need to tone down a little bit. So that's what my impression of how to respond to 上火. If you 上火, that means you need to cool down. You need to relax. You need to chill. Okay. 火爆, 爆 means explosion. You can see we make the concept of explosion with the fire symbol because I guess in the ancient world, before we have more technologies, gadgets that can create propulsion, right? Have rockets and now or gun power to have this recoil thing before we can create any explosive movement by man-made stuff. Fire is the closest we can get from nature. Well, I mean, even if it's human-made fire, it's still like mostly in its natural form before we invent the steam engine, right? To have all that explosive power mastered, that fire is the closest. So when we pair fire, explosion, that's the type of explosiveness of the thing developing. So it's not exactly in today's English, we describe exponential growth, right? Something like ChatGPT, all of a sudden, November 2023, explosive. And so many people adopt that quickly. And we're still adopting it after 2 years. We're on year 3. Wait, 2 years, more than 2 years. And that would be used in Chinese 火爆. That would be a good case to describe what 火爆 looks like. It's the popularity, the gaining of in today's digital world, the gaining of the user. In ancient times would be selling off of something so quickly that this hit the right spot. People need it. And then things just go off shelf so quickly. And that's what fire explosion. We use that to describe the explosive nature of how things come into scene and quickly get adopted. So I guess the adoption curve only apply to average things. For 火爆, it's like things go viral overnight kind of thing. As I translate, as one of the things of things go viral, it's old rage, something, when rage is anger energy, that's kind of explosive. I guess that's how English try to use our temperament to describe explosive popularity of something. So that's Chinese 火爆, 火辣. Okay, versus 火辣. 辣 here we use a taste, spicy, to describe a type of woman that would turn people on just visually. And that's Chinese way to say sexy. We don't have a word for sexy because that's too direct, right? What is sexy? In English, is somebody who's turn on somebody else, then for the purpose of sex. So that's what sexy is. You direct a link to sex. But 火辣 in Chinese, we use a term that's related to fire. It's like uncontrollable energy, high energy, both heat and light illuminate your world, right? It can be uncontrollable and almost like not in a shape that you hard to determine its shape. And then spicy is a taste, things you want to taste, you want to internalize. But the taste, we have so many different tastes. I guess we also have five major tastes, and spicy is one of them. And Chinese appreciate spicy food. There got regional differences in taste preference among the Chinese landmass. People have different preference, but spicy is one that made to the world. We know Sichuan food, right? That's the place where it's known for spicy food, and that flavor is associated with either the temper, something who you don't want to easily mess with because it turn up the heat so much. It's like eating spicy food. It's something you crave, but at the same time, you have a little bit more respect or fear of it. Not exactly fear. I guess in the sense it's a craving, it's attraction. It's a kind of spicy, but it's not like sweet. Sweet is more it's kindness, it's good people skill, but spicy is like independent. They are not going to bend over to your viewpoint or complying to you, be obey to you. Instead, they have their own thoughts, their own temperament, and it's something you're attracted to, but you're not sure you can get her. So that's kind of a Chinese long-worded way to describe what is sexy, how it feels to Chinese. All right, so here we have a contained, controlled, managed art, like artificial fire on the stove, and that's the fire we know today, and that's the same element. It's just post-industrial age element, and that's our fire. All right, thank you for your time. See you another day.